I am so excited to share with you my first look at Manor Lords. Other than going into the settings and reducing down the audio, I have not gone beyond this point. Now this is with the demo, and as they pop up before we got here, many rough images. We're not even able to save the game. There's no save function with this demo. So, but before we get into this, hello everyone, I'm Gamer1745 here. Play a lot of historical, military strategy games. If you're new, please hit the subscribe button, and I hope everyone hits the like button. I hope I earned that from you today. And when this game comes out, I will be playing it on the channel. Now, I think, quite honestly, from looking at the preview stuff, this is really going to be how much do I like this game, not do I think this game is good or not. I mean, obviously this is just a very rough demo, but once the thing comes out, because this just seems to be my kind of thing. So no, I'm not a paid shill. Somebody wants to send me a check, I'll do the job. But it's just, so not that I won't be critical of the final product. Here we're going to be super forgiving, but it's more the idea. I can just tell you this is the type of thing that I would love. Okay, new game, and we have pop-ups. Okay, Rise to Prosperity, I guess, is the only one we have here. Okay, coat of arms. Let's see. We're going to call this Sir Gamer. And yeah, the soldier. We're going to do the soldier. Look, would often play that. Okay, I won't. Primary color. Let's go. Secondary color, maybe. There we go. That's cool. I like that. Mort is in death. No. We can change the symbols. Oh. Okay, I have Fleur de Lis. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yes, we're looking at this. Starting supply standard. We will balance weather events. Balanced. Okay. But they were all of them deceived, for there was another bug or something. I didn't read fast enough. New message. Okay, there is a fire at the heart of every settlement, a bastion of safety, warmth, and light against the darkness of the world. And if you're new here, please know that my sort of thing is not just to play the game and like how to play it best or whatever, but we talked about the history and the society and all of that around which the games are set in. And yes, this is very telling. Definitely the Dark Ages and the Middle Ages, depending on where you were getting more and more prosperous. So you were coming out of a very dark world, if you will, a very survival-oriented world. With ancient ruins around you of industry and high-tech cities and manor houses of the Roman world that they would depend on, definitely in the Dark Ages. Well, some of the stuff are still around in Rome today, so they were dotting the landscape. These old buildings of a superior past. On this cold spring morning, your men blow on their fingertips, their breath clouding in the air, but there is plenty of work to warm them. As the toil begins, you can almost imagine you hear ringing of anvils, the tolling of bells, the cries of the marketplace possibilities. Okay, so like the future, we can get a lot better than just sitting up by the fire. In the distance, fog lingers in the hollows of the land, and the world is quiet, watchful, waiting for you to choose which of them to make. Okay, get a granary, a logging camp, a foraging hut, and a storehouse. I guess 365 days. Okay, well, is the clock moving? I don't know. This is literally my first time. Okay. Those food. So let's see here. Construction. Logging camp, woodcutter, forestry, hunting camp. Okay. Mining pit. Granary. Okay. Well, we have a road over here, so let's see if we access the road with the granary.
Let's go, people!
Snap to roads on it. Unassigned peasants here. Okay, unassigned peasants automatically work on construction. Good. If there is nothing to construct, they will help work in the buildings with enabled idle laborers. Switch on. Got it. We do have the helpful hints here. Okay, so this is zoom in, get down to more or less a, you know, natural perspective view. Okay, he's working on it. Let's see if we zoom up to see. Okay, he's just standing next to it. Okay, so he brought over a big log, a bullock, which is generally a castrated bull. Good work, beast. I figure since we have exposed food, a granary would be good to have. And on a road, I figured that would be a positive location. We'll see how All Gamer intuitively plays. Start holding my mouse wheel button down, rotate around. It looks like they're building it up off the ground on a sort of a stone or a brick foundation. Try to keep the pests out, I guess, is what they're doing. Just a detail, and from looking at some of the earlier videos of the game, it just, the graphics and whatnot. We need to secure our food. The people had to work together to survive back at this time. This is not the modern world which we knew. Which we know. Out while they're still building. Okay, we guess this is our sort of territory or county. There is definitely military and political aspects to the game. I don't know that this demo will get into them. Okay, overlay, so underground water. Okay, so we can see here, there's some underground water, it looks like there. Coming through here, coming through there, alright. Emmer fertility. Not quite sure what Emmer is. There's okay. You can now select a building to add or remove workers. Okay. Flax fertility. Flax is generally grown for cloth. Barley. Okay. Rye. Actually, had some rye bread less than 24 hours ago. And smell? I don't know, maybe. All smells good. Oh, that may be like pollution. Okay, so let's see. We have a building. We have a...
Is that this sun or fire above?
Okay, can we, limited work area storage. Connect to road network. People.
There's no oval. Tomorrow, find a new home or town.
Well, was it right click? Add worker. Okay, here we go. And the worker. So now we're going to let's see, construct logging camp. Now we have trees. We've got hills there. I don't know, does that seem good?
Get to work, lads.
Okay, he's picking up the exposed food and moving it. Yeah, I see he's not carrying anything, but he's doing a carrying motion. Back to construction. I don't want to use up too much of my supplies for building things like marketing area, tavern, church. For things like housing, if I'm going to need them for production, like getting some of the basic industry like logging. Now, okay, so I'm a little confused. We have... Now, does a farm ever do these? They're still living, well, we're not on the farm. Do these construct, housing? As well as, industry there? Live and work? Let's take a look at this little... Okay, so... deposit, good. Construct. Seasonal resource. Using the food outside, is that next to the building? Does that mean it's... Guess it's in storage there in the pantry. Right. One of the things, when looking at society and whatnot, there's always many factors going on. But one of the factors that made the medieval world better for Europe was that it got warmer. Europe was, you know, we're talking, you know, to the point that the Thames River at London, you know, the river that goes through London, used to freeze over. It did until about 1800, and enough that it would freeze over that people could build, you know, buildings on the ice that would last through the, you know, the winter, and they called it frostbear. So now that wasn't going on in Caesar's day, if you will, when the Romans come and conquer Britain. I'm not sure if it was during the Dark Ages, and I don't think it was during the Middle Ages warm period. So Europe warms up, and it really does allow better conditions, people to get beyond just the most primitive survival status in many areas. Berries, that looks like a good, but it's seasonal. Wild animals, okay. More wild animals. Almost found. Okay, so we got that done. Now, these are all locked out. Trading posts. What was the other? I'm looking image. Livestock trading post. I'm still not sure about housing. Well, those are useful. Okay, oh, okay. See, I should read these things here. It says provides living space for one family. Foraging plot provides living space for one family. Okay. Well, what we're going to, let's see, gathering, woodcutter's lodge, forester's hut. Trees. Well, let's make it a little ways off the main road here. Places. Don't know if we're spreading out too much or not. We have a limited amount Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add a worker here so that they can start replenishing our logs. Okay, so we still have some exposed food over here. They're just moving it one at a time. I know we can, as theoretically, you know, we can sign everybody there, and maybe that would be a good way, but yeah, I don't know that any of it's going bad sitting out here at the moment. Well, I guess maybe not to a, well, I don't know, family? Whatnot, that seems like a living space, but I guess it doesn't count. I'm not saying they're wrong to do that, I just don't know. We have, I guess places to shape the wood once you get it, or maybe that's to dry the wood up here, because normally you want to cut wood and then let it sit for a while to okay, so they've dropped off the timber. This is making my graphics card work. I can tell the fan is going a lot more than normal. Or is it more my CPU, or maybe it's both, I don't know. Just stay mute. Depending on systems capabilities. Yeah, he's still moving it. You know, like the developer said, these are still very rough conditions, you know, of the game. So we see him moving under a load of what he's carrying, but we're not seeing what he's carrying. And certainly, I guess would have been another strategy, was assign like everybody to here, and they would have quickly done it, and then maybe unassign all but one, or unassign all of them, do other duties. Okay, so they can store up to 28 logs in their storage. They have 0 right now. But I wanted to get this underway so that... Oh, I like this. I like this image, how it's bouncing around as it's going down the road. It's not just dragging flat or something. Like I said, if you've gotten this far in my video, really for me this is just how much do I love the... Let me count the ways. Not that I'm you know, I like to be critical, because I can sort of see a little disconnect between the front of the bullock and the back of the bullock. It doesn't look quite flowing graphics between them, but still, compared to Settlers 1, you know, way back in the day, which I did play, this is, oh, do I say worlds different, or I don't know. There is supposed to be traders or what people that come through and trade if you have a marketplace and go between areas. It was sort of right there if they don't blow well between them. That's not a problem. I mean, if it never gets any better, it's still, they say, worlds better than what. They still haven't produced a log yet into storage there. Here we've got, okay, we've got all of our food in a granary. At least that's protected. Hopefully the forester will produce more food. Presume he's a, well, it's a foraging hut. Did I build the wrong thing? Oh, you know, I think I did. Woodcutters. I built a forester's hut, and I should have built a forage hut. Oh, I built the wrong thing. Wow, okay. We may not assign anybody to this right now. Okay, what I needed to do is a foragers. I didn't read this well enough. I built a forester's. Okay, it plants new trees. Okay, well that's good, but we don't need that just yet. Okay, well what we need is this. Well, at least we have the guy cutting down trees that'll, and we won't populate that building right away. Okay, now let's see. Now that we get the right tools, let's build it right across the street from there.
Let's go, people!
Yeah, you can finish that. Okay, so now we have at least a storage of one log here. Good. We still have 2 logs there. Pitching post and bullock. Fence homeless. Need to get some sort of food going in. No, I'm not going to assign anybody here. This is a very useful building, but not right away because we can clear cut some of the area a bit around here anyways, just for building more things. Buildings, you know, homes, taverns. I sort of wanted him here to be on the road, be sort of near. You know, we can build more roads, but we have firewood for the winter. We have a little bit of tools and storage. Now, I don't know about the Middle Ages in bread so much. I know they had it, obviously, but I would think they would probably store a lot of it as wheat. Most of the time, my understanding is they store it as wheat, grind it daily. I don't remember some of the documentaries I've seen. Grind it daily to flour and bake the bread. Now, by the 18th century, for the British Navy, what they were doing was hard baking the bread. They called it hardtack. Sort of like a saltine cracker almost. It was very hard. And they would do that to make it last for quite a while. But I don't know about this bread being there. And as you probably heard, streamers and YouTubers and all other people talking about a daily grind. Is he like wandering off?
Time to find a good tree and soft ground.
Okay, well, hopefully you'll have a job here in a moment. Let's get going. The proper thing that we should have done first, yes, I know. Okay, so we dropped off probably enough lumber. It's a small building, I presume. It's small compared to some of these others, should be. I like the architectural style, like they say. But back in the Middle Ages, there was very much of a situation of how many calories do you burn to make the food, get the food that you're going to eat. You know, it wasn't necessarily so much of a struggle of are you going to have food? I mean, obviously it was at times, but the struggle was often the calories that you burn versus the calories you take in. That was often the struggle. Okay, so we're in Neuenfort. Looks like New Fort to me, I think, in German. Okay. This is very German. Get out of this mode. No. Hey, there we go. There's an escape. Okay, where are we? Okay. Okay, we're still more or less oriented right. Okay, they've been working away here. Yes, I could speed this up, but I'm just sort of letting, because I thought I saw, yeah, here I could. But for the moment, we're just talking, exploring, watching them build. Gonna walk these back. And of course, these guys are burning calories doing their job. They really didn't have much in the way of saws back then. I think a lot of it was metal. They didn't have access to metal that would make good saws, because saws, I think, are really something that comes around in the age of steel, and these will be in the age of iron. Steel would be, you would find steel maybe like in sword blades and other very expensive items. But most of these tools, I would say, would be iron tools. And so they would cut shape with axes and adze and other... I wonder where these go. I don't know, maybe for a break. Well, I guess maybe thought we need to tune that up. But since we don't need to reforce the moment, we're going to leave that empty. Now it might, does it provide? Well, no, not necessarily. Now these steep roofs, to me, is indicative of very cold winters, because those are snow shedding roads, where you'll find a lot of the stuff in places like England not nearly so steep going up there. And the problem, and I don't know how well they understood it, but the higher the attic, the more space you have to heat. So that is an issue. Okay, yeah, they're getting there. That is a thatched roof, and it would shed snow, but yeah. I would expect that the point would be about here in a lot of places in England, I would say. Come on, complete this construction. And, ceiling, well, that's what we call it from the bottom. And that's supposed to be another like, storage level or something, because it is sort of hollow through here. Okay, that looks like it's good. Forager's hut. Let's add a person. There we go. Now, okay, so we've got that. Now we need to construct a storage. So what we're going to do here is we're going to, this is sort of shaping up to be our sort of main area. And back to, okay, we want to do a storehouse. There we go. Yes, this is very European in that we, you know, things aren't at right angles to each other. We're just sort of plopping them down wherever we feel like it, instead of doing grid streets that are American. Okay, so pantry is empty. Hopefully he'll go, and he has to walk all the way there to get berries. Store him up for the winter. Now, I'm not sure what they did for preserves back then, because I know a lot of preserves today are based around boiling in with sugar. Sugar was not, you know, much of a thing back then. But they did have marmalade, I know, in the Renaissance. So I guess that's maybe what they would be doing, is creating some sort of preserves for these. I just don't know. And maybe I should have plunked them down deeper in there, but drew a road to them. I don't know. Okay, once we get this storehouse built, then we're going to see about... Okay, so we have 2 logs there. We're getting logs from the storehouse instead of from the little bit of supplies there. Okay, basically we've used up all of it. Well, we still have some supplies out here, I guess. Tools and firewood. But it was a good thing. We got the logging up and going. Okay, we've already got the pantry with 1 blueberry in it. Now, I'm not saying the game should be so sophisticated that you have a forager who goes out and forages, and then you have a preserver hut that has someone making preserves that's going to store it up over the winter. But if you can create a preserve, if you can And they can put them in not jars of glass, but jars of like ceramic, you know, clay kind of things like that. Yeah, that was smart of them. They used one log from over here and one log from close by over there to use up the supplies. Very good. We'll see once we get this constructed what next task is going to be. Months before supplies run out. Okay. Can you turn timber into firewood? I don't know how that works. Well, let's see. What do we have here? Gathering, mining. We do have a mining now. Farming, industry. Okay. A smithy, a bloomery. Rich iron ore. Okay, yeah. Malt house, which will give us the first stage, I guess, to then getting later actually brewing. Cannery for leather, weaver's shop. Okay, well, I don't know about firewood. Oh, firewood, okay. Woodcutter's lodge. Alright. As opposed to logging camp, okay. I would presume the logging camp would have an off, shoot firewood kind of thing, meaning, there would be a lot of branches, a lot of shavings, a lot of stuff that just wouldn't be useful for really anything else that you could burn. That might be a, you know, like a minor but secondary resource coming off of a logging camp or whatever. As you prep things. I mean, they were very good at using resources to their sort of maximum. Quest completed. Settlement intro. A new message. Well, before we get into that, I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. Like I say, I hope this has earned your hitting that like button. We're going to continue taking a look at this. So come back next time for more, yes, more of the Manor Lords. Thanks, everyone.